Hello and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Foster Garrett, Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. Let me just tell you what's going on. So every week I interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it. Recorded right here in beautiful Bedford, Virginia, broadcasting on Grove Street FM and brought to you by Media Squatch. Before we get to the actual podcast, though, I do want to tell you about an upcoming event that we're hosting with the town of Bedford this Saturday, June 22nd, from 8 to 11 a.m. So the town of Bedford has had the Keep Bedford Beautiful Commission since 1978, and we do a lot of different things from beautification to litter prevention and recycling programming. And this Saturday, we're going to have a cleanup event. So come on out. This is free and open to the public. Great way to do team building, great way to do service for Bedford. And you can come on down to the municipal building anytime between 8 and 11. We'll give you some materials, give you some water bottles because it will be super hot that day. And we'll have prizes for everybody after the fact as well. And you can go to any of the parks in town. You can go clean up any of the neighborhoods, any of the streets, and just do your thing. I've always loved this event, all the cleanup events. I started doing them in high school with all the service clubs that I was involved with, and it's been really nice to help kind of manage the Keep Bedford Beautiful Commission. But yeah, and if you have any questions about this event, you can go to bedfordareachamber.com. That's where we have all of our events on our full calendar. And at the very end of the podcast, I'll also drop our phone number so you can contact us for more information. So listen all the way through and you can get that. But without further ado, please allow me to introduce today's guests, Courtney Smith and Will Stafford with ABC 13 WSET. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Thank you for coming all the way down to Bedford today.
Thanks for having us. This is cool.
Good setup. Very good setup. Yeah.
It's so excellent. I wish that Woody was here because it just gets more and more detailed and amazing every day. Every week I come here and there's something new. Like this neon sign that's next to us, completely new. He's just incapable of not advancing.
Woody likes the snaz.
Yes, he loves the
snaz.
Yes, it's awesome. Well, before we kind of dive into the questions and the conversation, can you both just introduce yourselves, give a little bit about your background and about what you do?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Courtney.
First.
Go ahead.
So I'm Courtney Smith. I'm a marketing consultant with ABC 13. I've been with the company collectively about 7 years now. I started out as an assistant and moved up into a marketing consultant role. My job is very different from Will's over here, where I'm involved more on the marketing side and helping local businesses get their message out to the community. And yeah, I love it. It's very fun, and I get to work with several different people, so it's really cool. But yeah, what about you?
So I'm Will. I do a lot of different things over there. Weekend meteorologist is my main job, but I do some stories during the week. I do some sports occasionally as well. We do Football Friday. That's coming up pretty soon. So a lot of different hats to be worn. I'm actually from Bedford, so it's nice to actually be back and talk to you guys today.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm also from Bedford.
Nice.
Are you from what area?
So I grew up on Granite Drive, which is on the south side of town.
Okay, yeah, I actually live over off of Smith Street now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I live off of Grand Arbor.
You literally live within spitting distance.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Literally, I'm pretty sure they could probably see you.
Wait, are you Bill's son?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? That's amazing. Okay, yeah, my backyard backs up to your parents' house.
I'm pretty sure you could throw a rock and hit my parents' house.
Yeah, okay, this is really funny. A couple months ago when I had Fables and Feathers Winery on the podcast.
There's no telling what you see from my dad, by the way.
No, he's always doing something.
Oh, no, he is.
Like, I'm sorry.
Dad is 82 years old.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Dad? Is that
Yes, please do. I'm going to talk about him too.
Dad is 82. I'm Dad's second son.
Okay.
They had me when they were like 40 and 50. So Dad has always told me that I keep him young.
Nice.
But yeah, he is probably the most spry and energetic 82-year-old that you will find. He's always out there doing something. He's into gardening and putt-putt now. So he's got his little setup out there and whatnot. So yeah, he's always out there.
I'm like losing my mind right now. The world is so small.
Yes.
Yeah, so when I had Fables and Feathers on the podcast, gosh, this was in April maybe, I was just beside myself because I had lost my cat.
Oh.
And my cat's indoor, outdoor, but she always comes home. And she's this big, black, fluffy cat, like the largest cat you'll ever see.
We call her Oreo. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she comes and sits in our yard. Yeah.
So, like, you're like, I don't even know your dad's cat's name.
Dad adopted this cat that just kind of came to the house.
Just showed up.
Yeah. And the cat's name is Dink.
Dink.
That's what Dad named the cat. Yeah.
Dink comes over to my house and meows at my door until I let my cat out.
He's quite vocal.
Yes, he is.
He's also quite fat. He loves.
Yeah, he like we have this heated cat house that your dad actually saw on my porch like during the winter, so he knew that we were the ones that own Oreo. And I've like come out there before, and Dink will just be like chilling inside, and there's like no stairs or anything in my back porch, so like Dink is like climbing up like onto the deck. But yeah, I lost my cat, and like it was like day 3 or 4. I'm like out there yelling for my cat. My cat's name is Baba, so I sound stupid, and I'm just like Baba, and all of a sudden I hear the sound, and like me and my partner like rush out of the house. We're like, it's gotta be Baba. So she ruins her like white hokas by going across the creek over to your dad's house, and like that little blue shed that he has. He had been building his little garden beds for like the past couple weekends. And my cat and Dink had been like loving it, watching him. He had put his tools away and locked the shed, and my cat had gotten stuck inside.
That's
and
actually the second cat that he is trapped
that's what he
in
told
a building.
Me.
Yeah. Because I think he leaves because they have a shed underneath the main.
Yeah.
Like it's a double-decker deck. Hi, Courtney. We'll get to you in a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We just got to talk about this.
And so our cat will go in to the little shed.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the other cat does too, because like this was the second time that this had happened, because I think Dad actually went out of town.
Yeah.
Like my mom does not leave the house. So she does not open up the shed. So like 2 days later, Dad opens up the shed and this cat like just comes flying out. And he's done the same thing to Dink too. And I'm like, you really need to like pay attention before you shut the door, you know?
Well, it was just hilarious because, like,
I think you should get Dad. Dad would talk for days about this cat. You should get Dad on the podcast.
He was well. It was so funny because I like knocked on your dad's door and like I like explained that I own the cat.
There's really no telling what he came to the door.
He's like, it's the most beautiful cat in the world. I'm like, yeah, well, I think he's locked in your shed. And as we're like walking over there, like my partner's standing there like covered in mud from. I told her, I was like, babe, we should just drive around to Granite because we're next door neighbors, but our roads don't connect.
And there's a creek in between.
And there's a creek in between. So it's like, it's weird.
That's impressive that you crossed the creek. I would have just driven around.
We love that cat. I drove around. She did that. We're committed. But as we're like walking over, like just standing in front of the shed, I can hear my cat like meowing for help. And he's just telling me all these amazing stories about Dink and Baba and just like playing. I'm like, can we unlock the shed though, Bill?
No, he will talk. Like I said, like Dad will, you should get Dad on. I'll put a bug in his ear.
Please do.
On. He will 100% come on.
Yeah, I love seeing him out there now. Like, oh, well, that's crazy. I'm so glad to have you on here because I love
a whole series on your dad.
Serious.
Oh,
and stories.
We honestly, he is a crazy guy, so we probably could.
I've had my dad on the podcast because his business is a part of the chamber, and it was like the most like. This woman that was like at his office was like, you were like the bravest person I know by having your father on the podcast because you never know where he's going to go with the story. And I was like, oh my, because there were like a couple moments where, you know, it seems like Dad's just telling like a really cool like Bedford story, and then it ends with like, this is trigger warning, but it ends with like a horse getting shot.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, no, it's like the most random stuff. I'm like, wow, how did we get here right now? But yeah, you should come on with your dad one day.
I will go over there later today and I will put a bug in his ear. We'll make that happen.
Awesome. Well, that's not why we're here.
Shockingly enough.
Yeah. So let's kind of circle back around, and I'm kind of interested to know like how both of you kind of became involved with, you know, ABC 13, WSET.
I think they've heard enough of me. Go ahead.
Oh gosh, no. Well, after college, I had a friend that worked at the station,
Mm-hmm.
and she let me know about an opportunity that she thought I was perfect for, and it was just kind of, you know,
Kismet.
but yeah, I got I got pulled in, and then I actually did leave for 2 years, but then I got pulled right back in. So yeah, I love it over there. We have, 50 to 75 employees or something.
Oh, wow.
at
Something
our
like that, yeah.
station. Lots of different folks, with different hats. Got a lot of different personalities and people you can learn from. Because you got the technical team, and then production, news, sales, all these different folks. So it's fun to work with all of those different departments.
Yeah. And
But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it.
I think it's really cool, like, having both you and Will here because, Will, you're, like, really one of the public-facing people. And Courtney, you're definitely behind the scenes.
Definitely
And
behind the scenes.
Definitely behind the scenes. We were talking about that when you first got here.
Yes. I'm glad that this is laid back and I'm not on camera because that's not really my forte. Well, it will do that.
Yeah.
I've tried to get Courtney to fill in for me on the weekend, and she won't do it. Like, no, Courtney, you can tell me.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's fine.
I'd be like Bruce Almighty or something,
Please. Just having a meltdown. So have you always wanted to be a meteorologist?
So I've been there for 10 or 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
I actually started out as the morning video editor. I did that for 2 years. It's when you get up at like 1 a.m. You come in, you get to work about 2:30 in the morning. You edit all the video for the show. And then when the show starts at 5, you are responsible for all the video of the show.
That's so much.
And then you leave at 9 and then you go home and sleep the rest of the day. That is the job of the morning video editor. When the weekend weather spot came open, I applied for it. I ended up getting it. I did environmental science and communication at U of L. Back then it was Lynchburg College.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, I either wanted to do this or I wanted to be a soil and water conservation technician, ironically. And I said, whichever place takes me, that will be my career path. So
that is super
that's how we
cool.
got here. By way of Lido Pizza for 1 year.
Yeah.
I did serve and wait tables for 1 year.
Nice.
Solid pizza.
That's right. They never cut corners,
No.
Well, that's excellent. It's really cool just to know everybody's backgrounds that come in on this podcast because, like I was telling Courtney, like it's really getting to know you guys and also in addition to your business, but like just making that connection of like these are real people that work, live, play in Bedford area and have their own stories. So thank you guys for joining me. But
yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me now, stepping away from the human aspect, tell me a little bit about your business? I think everybody is familiar, hopefully, at least, but I don't think anybody ever knows the full spectrum.
Scale.
Yeah, the full scale of it.
So locally, of course, everyone knows us as ABC 13 WSET. We're actually owned by a nationwide company, though, called Sinclair Broadcast Group. So nationwide, we have 185 stations.
Wow.
So we have a local focus, but a national reach, which is awesome for people within our area. And on my side of things, where I offer marketing solutions for companies, if you want to reach people in California, we can do that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so depending on businesses and what they want to do and how they want to grow their marketing, we have several different solutions there. But yeah. Am I missing something on the news side?
Well, from the weather aspect, I know that we have a lot of experience in our weather department. Our department is led by George. He's our chief. I think George has, and I don't want to age him. So I will underestimate how long I think George has been doing. I think he's been doing weather for about 30 years.
Wow.
He's been in places like Tornado Alley. He's been obviously in Texas, and now he's here. So that kind of wealth of knowledge really kind of, I think, comes in handy, especially on a severe weather day. We just hired our new meteorologist, Thomas Battle. He's been all over the place as well.
Yeah.
And now he brings his wealth of experience. And then, I'm from here. So this is actually, ironically enough, I don't know if you know this, This is one of the hardest areas to forecast in the country.
I'm not surprised.
Because we have we have this thing, and we sometimes talk about it on TV. It's called you may have heard it. It's called cold air damming or the wedge, cool air wedge. So in an area of high pressure is up towards the north, you have that clockwise flow around that, drains down that cooler air into the mountains. And we in Lynchburg, Bedford, Danville, sometimes are like 60, 70 degrees. But in places like Roanoke, Blacksburg, wherever that wedge breaks, that's where you're seeing temperatures 80, 85 degrees.
Oh, wow.
And determining where that wedge is going to break is always a problem. So it can really humble you very quickly. I have come to learn that when I say, oh, well, it's going to be 80 degrees today and it's only 60 degrees, people get mad. But if I say it's 60 and it's 80, they don't get quite as mad. They sometimes still get mad, but they don't get quite as mad. But I think being from here, kind of witnessing it all, that kind of, I think, gives us a little bit of added kind of bonus, because there are some things you don't learn in a textbook. And I think the best way of learning it is living it, which we all have done for a lot of years.
It's so crazy for like the people that are not from Bedford, Lynchburg, that move here and they're expecting, you know, like really moderate temperatures and really set seasons. And then you live here and it's like every day is a new day. You never know what the weather's going to be like. One week it's going to be the 90s. Next week it's going to be in the 50s. You have no idea. But it's really cool to hear you guys, because I kind of knew that we had the cool weather wedge, but I always just kind of thought it was like Bedford being Bedford, like just being its own entity, low key, like with the mountains, and we're the 5th largest county by landmass in the Commonwealth. So all of that just presents issues. But I'll never forget like growing up, and we'll have like school canceled. And it's like, it's perfectly normal in Manita where I live. But then if you live, they're like, well, there's like 4 inches of snow in Montville, so nobody's going to school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, man, like, how are you supposed to predict all that stuff?
There are a lot of microclimates. There are, I mean, if you're talking about just on a temperature forecast, sometimes when you have downsloping wind, that'll warm things up on the east side of the mountains rather than the west side of the mountains. Bedford is, of course, split pretty much right down the middle between the two. So, no, there are a lot of different kind of quirks, we'll call them, not just for Bedford, but really for the entire area. And that's where, again, I go back to, you know, living it is the best way to learn it. So I think that, and because of that, we started doing this thing recently called Weather Alert Days.
Okay.
Basically to where we're going to kind of just say that as a way to kind of spotlight that this is a day to where you kind of might want to pay attention. This is good weather that's going to impact you more so than normal. We actually declared 2 this morning, one for Saturday and one for Sunday, mainly because it's going to be very, very hot outside. They were probably looking, it feels like temperatures between about 100 and 105. So that'll be
no.
Courtney gave me a stink eye look just now. But
I hate that.
That's brutal.
That is pretty much, and you know, that's the kind of temperatures that when you start to see that kind, that's when you start to have things like heat exhaustion, heat stroke. And that's when we would issue a weather alert day, when the weather could literally cause dangerous problems. We don't issue it for, you know, nuisance weather, inconvenient weather, but more or less impactful weather. When we had that line of storms come through the other day, I think it was on a Sunday, we issued a weather alert day for that. That was a situation where everybody was going to be impacted by this line of storms. So when you see Weather Alert Day on WSET, that's the kind of day that, oh, you know, I might need to pay extra attention on that day.
Well, that doesn't bode well for my cleanup event. Can you just make it stop, please?
I would recommend staying hydrated and maybe a nice fan.
Oh, yes. We have plenty of water, and I will be, honestly, since I'm running it, I normally like being the person to go pick up the trash, honestly. Like, a lot of people don't like doing that. Like, they do it out of obligation. I think it's so satisfying, though. So I'll be inside with a nice AC, so I guess I can't complain. But for people that don't necessarily watch the news on the regular, is there kind of a good way to kind of stay up to date with the weather coverage with WSET?
They can download the ABC 13 weather app.
Okay.
That's a free download available now in the Apple Store and the Google Store.
Nice.
Not that I've said that once or twice. But no, that's a really good app. A lot of times when you look at a weather app, like if you look at the weather app that comes with your phone, a lot of these weather apps literally just take the raw computer model information and just regurgitate it back into an app form. And if you notice, that weather app will change several times in a day.
Oh, yeah.
As in, you could check it in the morning, it'll give you one temperature. You could check it in the afternoon, it'll give you an entirely different temperature. And then if you look at the last day on there, I think it's a 7 or a 10 day. That can change numerous times, basically whenever that model will run, whatever model it's pulling off of. Our weather app has our own touch to it. So it has a actual human meteorologist making the forecast, spitting that forecast out. And we don't just rip and read the model. We look at the trends. We look at, what things are looking like, what could be going, the current setup, things that a normal weather app, one that just rips and reads, might not know.
That's awesome.
Might not get.
Yeah, you're so right on the general weather app just changing all the time. I actually deleted it and I just go to like I literally Google like WSET or whatever to find out weather. And that normally works a lot better, but I get a lot of grief from people because they're like, why would you delete the weather app if you're going to look up the weather every single day? I'm like, well, I just can't trust it. It's going to change.
Now, I will say the standard iPhone weather app, that's really good for checking the temperature.
Oh.
I mean, I use it to check the temperature.
Yeah.
But I don't trust the forecast that goes with it.
Gotcha. So temperature is okay.
Just download our app.
I am probably going to download your app. I actually get grief from people all the time because they're like, why don't you have enough apps on your phone? I'm like, well, I don't have enough storage. Of course, storage is like 99 cents, but sometimes you gotta be cheap about it. Sacrifice the apps.
Balling on a budget.
Balling on a budget. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know a lot of that about the weather, and I feel like that's all like pretty standard information, but I'm hopeful other people also didn't know that. Now they do.
Yeah. You can also keep up with us on social media too. We're very hands-on with Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And we have some cool things coming up, like the St. Jude House. That's coming up. I think that August 21st is our big show for that, where we collectively raised $2.5 million for St. Jude this year. It's sold out in 2 days. So they'll be giving away the house on the big show. We've also teamed up with like some local nonprofits and stuff like that this year, focused on like local giving back and things like that. Me and Will were actually teamed together to hand deliver Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then right now we're working with the Miller Home.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's a great way to also keep up with us and kind of what we're doing on a local vibe within the company outside of your daily news stories and weathers and fun, stuff like that.
That is really incredible. $2.5 million in 2 days.
I think we've been doing St. Jude House 6 years now, 5.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And I think collectively over the years, this has been our biggest year yet, I think. But collectively, I think it's like $5 million that we've raised for St. Jude.
That's amazing.
And I know this is the first year that we were able to sell out in 2 days.
Yes, it was a big deal.
Like we put the QR code up, we said, hey, buy your tickets. And they just sold out.
Yeah.
Within 2 days.
It was wild.
That is so wild. Yeah, I'm always blown away by people's commitment to like worthy causes in this area. And it's probably something for people everywhere, but really in this community, like if I ask somebody about something that like is near and dear to my heart, most of the time they're going to say, how can I help? And it's like an instant response. It's really beautiful. But you mentioned earlier about marketing opportunities, and I haven't said this in the podcast, but you're our marketing person.
Yes.
And I love our relationship.
I know.
You always
with you guys for years now. It's been fun. I love working with you and Kayla. We
Thank
always have a
you.
good time.
We do. We always have a great time, and you're extremely responsive and great to work with. I really
Thank you.
I really can't recommend you enough.
Oh,
but
you're so sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean it. But can you just talk through some of those opportunities and what that might look like?
Yeah. So as far as broadcasting, we talk about local and ABC 13 and WSET. Of course, there's local opportunities as far as sponsorships, banner ads on our website, pre-roll, which is video ads on our website, and of course, broadcast commercials too. But digitally, we have ways to impact and reach people all over. So if you're a business looking to grow out of the area or you have businesses in multiple locations, we're great to work with. One thing I will say about our company that I love is we're very innovative. We're always getting and doing the latest ways to get in front of people, target all the, fun stuff. So we have personalized ways to work with car dealerships, HVAC. I mean, all across the board, there's different plans for everybody. And one thing I will talk about too is a new digital product where we're able to see for home services who has looked up, say, for instance, roofing. If I'm in the market for a roofing company or just getting mine fixed, if I've looked within the past 7 to 31 days, we're able to see that on a street level with the last name, and we're able to target those people directly through streamed commercials. It's very cool. It's very neat how we can, and somewhat creepy, how we can target and market people, but it's very nice for business owners who have maybe not the biggest budget to work with. So we can really hone in and see what your business needs and make recommendations off of that.
That is really cool. We actually did a podcast where we talked about kind of how cookies and other different types of information can take personal information and really use that to customize your media environment for what you're trying to do. We did that earlier this year. And so it's really cool to hear that because yes, it's creepy. Let's not lie about it. It's super creepy.
It is.
But it's also like really useful for the people that are trying to reach you and also useful for you as the consumer, because if you're looking up things like I need roofing or I need tires or I need this specific thing, then you're getting that information.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's in like a kind of weird, creepy delivery, but you're getting that information. You don't have to put a whole lot of effort into it. And a lot of these solutions that are being proffered to you are local. And so I think a lot of business people, especially like on the small to medium scale, they're so nervous about how they can use like their small marketing budgets to the best of their ability, but they don't often understand the back end of how it works.
Yes. Both of my parents own their own businesses. I've grown up listening to the back end of that. You got to make the most of a budget, and people are scared to spend over a certain amount, and they're worried about their return on it. Marketing is an investment.
It is.
And you definitely have to tell your story and hit your target audience in the right ways. And we have a team of marketing consultants that are great at doing that for people.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's incredible. Yeah. We're actually, I wish Woody was here because we are having an event here because he kind of puts together plans as well for each of his people, and he'll buy different marketing ads or opportunities through WSET and other places. And we're actually going to have an event in November, I believe, where we kind of talk to people that have never done that before, but perhaps they've come into some money or they've allocated budget for it for the first time, and they just don't even know how to market their business, or they don't know where to start. And it's like you said, like taking that risk of like, if I do this, will it work for what I'm trying to do?
Absolutely.
Like it's kind of like a little bit of hand holding, but some people need that.
Well, yeah, and the follow-up, we offer a ton of different reporting, so you're able to track and see what's doing what. who's seeing it, what time of day they're seeing
Wow, that's
it,
awesome.
what device they're seeing it on. So there's different ways that you can measure and make sure, hey, this is worth my money. I feel good about this. Or, you know, the guy down the street came in and said he saw me on TV. That's cool. You know?
Yeah, that is really cool.
So that's a very rewarding part of my job.
Definitely. Well, we've talked about a lot of things, but before we kind of wrap up, would you guys like to talk about news coverage or anything else?
What would you like to know?
Well, I think a lot of people don't really know how news is always brought to you guys or what you choose to cover. And I know like for us, we send out press releases or we'll send out something and just be like, hey, if you can come to this, that would be awesome. And I do say that you guys have really great coverage of our events. One of your reporters actually came to our ribbon cutting palooza that we did for Small Business Week, and that was amazing because it just helps us as like a little nonprofit get the word out about these things. But otherwise, like, to people, is there rhyme or reason?
So each day we'll have a morning editorial meeting, which is basically when we sit around the table and like brainstorm ideas of what we can do for the day. Every reporter is going to come in and they're going to pitch probably 2 or 3 stories to our managerial team. They're going to talk about it, and they'll get these pitches from things like press releases, an email, something they saw on Facebook, any really way of getting that reporter's attention. And then that reporter will take it to the managerial team. They'll decide what we want to tackle for the day, how we want to tackle it. Do we want it to be a package, which is basically a 1 to 2 minute kind of self-contained everything, or a WSET, which is the nuts and bolts of the information and a soundbite from the person that is doing it. They'll then talk about, how do we want to tackle this on digital? Do we want to do a web story? Do we want to embed a Facebook post? Also, we'll sometimes even get Courtney's department involved in how we want to tackle this from a sales aspect or anything, if we need sales or marketing's help. So there are a number of different ways that we can choose to feature or choose to cover a story. And there are also a number of different ways to where a reporter can find a story. So that's why I always say, if you have something that you want to get covered, email news@wset.com, email a reporter. That reporter will then take your story idea to the managerial team, and then it'll snowball from there, essentially.
Awesome. Well, every like little nugget of information I learned from you guys, especially on the day-to-day, is so it's helpful for me because now I can give people that expert information, because there are so many people that come into our office or call us and they're like, does anybody know about this thing that's happening in this random part of the county? I'm like, nope, but you should totally email somebody about that or let them know. So that's really cool. But also like the fact that you guys, it's really day to day on what you're doing, and you guys put a lot of work in everything you do. And it's greatly appreciated by us as a community because you guys keep us connected. So
Very true. It's so nice.
Yeah. It is it's a 24/7, 365 kind of a deal. But I think that, you get into this because you want to do it. You want to inform, you want to educate, you want to keep people in the know. And I think you have to really love what you do. And I think that's one of the company things anyway. So
live what you do, love what you do. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you so much for having us today. This was fun.
Of course. Cool. Thank you so much for joining me. And if people want to get in contact with you, Courtney, what is the best way to do so?
So my cell phone number is 434-841-1894. I could call or text me. But you can also get our information through WSET.com as well.
Perfect. And I won't try to make people contact you. I feel like you're out in the public eye a little bit too much.
He's like, no.
He's like, please no.
I mean,
he already gets enough communication.
I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Look him up.
Pretty easy search.
Follow, subscribe.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally. Well, thank you guys again for joining me today, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, if you listeners want to learn more about the Chamber, you can call us at 540-586-9401, or you can visit our website, bedfordareachamber.com, for information about our mission and the perks of becoming a member. But also on our website is a full business directory of our membership, which is helpful for finding all sorts of great things in the region, including WSET ABC 13. And that's all for today. But thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.